So today I want to share with you my reverse mortgage guide. And what I'm going to go over is what is a reverse mortgage? What are some of the requirements? What are the pros and cons? And how are certain ways that you can get out of it? So let me share my screen so we can go right into it. So I share all this on my websites, on my YouTube channels, everywhere. So that way you can make the best decision for you and your family. I titled it How to Sell Your Home, but you'll see here. So the first thing, this isn't legal advice. This is a guide with all the information that we've been able to acquire throughout the years to help those with reverse mortgages. So it is a loan that needs to get paid back. In Florida, at least one homeowner needs to be at 62 in order for it to be considered a reverse mortgage, and it needs to be their primary residence. There's no set time to repay that loan, but the interest does accrue. The repayment is due when the borrower dies, sells the home, or makes another home their primary residence. So that's kind of the gist of it. So you can see there. Now, the pros is that if you don't have a lot of money and you don't have other places to go or you don't want to move, there's no evictions with some restrictions. You can't rent out the place. You can't make another home your primary. So that's usually the biggest pro, that you have that security at the late stages of your life of where you're going to be going without having to move. The funds are tax exempt, the ones that you do receive. If you did receive funds there, you're protected from housing. The appreciating asset is going to be moving up. There's no mortgage payments, kind of. You're not required to have mortgage payments. It does not affect the home ownership. It is still your property, and you can still sell it if that home, which is appreciating an asset, is in a desirable area. You could do that. Now, you do have to keep up with the property taxes, insurance, that you have to keep up. So those are required payments that you are going to have to pay. The interest does accrue. We can see this is really affecting a couple of people. So a couple of my clients, they've accrued over $400,000 just on reverse mortgages. And what they're going to be using in order to move into a smaller apartment it's getting very difficult to find something. So there's restrictions on renting or moving. At the end, you're gonna see legal fees in order when they order the payoff. I would estimate about $5,000. The last one was close to 4,000. It was like 3,800 that I saw, but that's typically what the attorneys charge in order to send the payoff. And loans might be closer. Loans might be sold to other lenders. So the bank that you own it to might change. So if instead of Chase, it might go to Wells Fargo, might go to a different smaller bank. So 4 steps if you do decide to sell, because that's not the only option. You're going to contact the lender and get a request to pay off. They'll include the legal fees so we can have this. And then the title company will have to order their own payoff because of all the wire fraud that goes on. Contact a realtor or a real estate attorney so you can know your options, what's going to be happening, and how much equity are you going to be having at the end. List your home for sale. You want to be upfront about all the material facts, all the inspections, everything that's happening with a house, so that way later they don't beat you down in negotiations during the inspection period. And then make sure to understand the home selling process, which I put up here. Let me see here. So I put here the 8 steps of actually selling a house, so that way we know what's coming up next. And then the title company is going to settle the funds and send them out. So that's typically what you're going to do. Now, reverse mortgage, what options do you have? So you have to repay it either when they die, there's a sale of the house, or you make another home the primary residence. But there are other repayment options to get rid of the reverse mortgage. So if you do want to live there and just get rid of that reverse mortgage, you could refinance the mortgage. So another bank comes, they say, we'll pay it off, and then you owe us the 30, 15 year, whatever it's going to be. You can take out a new mortgage. So now you take out a second mortgage. So you still have the reverse mortgage. You have that one, and then you pay that one off. So you could do that depending on your equity and everything there. There's going to be other ones. Or you could do a deed in lieu of foreclosure. This is when the lender tries to foreclose on the property, and you can decide to deed them the home to avoid the foreclosure. So you give the home away, which is happening more and more with certain people that I'm seeing. So learn your options before selling. Now, what if you're at the peak of your equity? You don't have that much equity on your home. Well, there are some programs that will assist you. It's not guaranteed, but you can look into it. There's senior government programs. Some areas offer tax abatements or rebates for seniors in specific. There's special loans for home improvements. Some government programs also give loans for improvements. And then now there's companies coming in called similar. The one that really came in and that's growing big is called Curbio. So they do the home improvements to increase the equity you have, and then they get paid at closing. So that way, for you, if you don't have the money up front, but you want to get more money out, that's the way to get that. And they're not the cheapest, but it does offer that peace of mind of not having to upfront all that money and then going through that process. So that's it for this video. Hopefully, if you have a reverse mortgage, now you can see your options and make the best decision. So that's why I do these videos. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave me a comment. Would love to hear any other guides that would be helpful for you.